Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I've already in a previous video suggested this book. It's a must read for all my Muslim and especially non-Muslim followers. You guys have to check it out if you're trying to make sense of why the world systems are collapsing the way that they are, who built them, why they were built. Now for those who don't know him, I'd like to introduce you to Sheikh Imran Hossein. He's a very renowned scholar. I've been watching his videos for about 30 years or so. Here's his bio. He's a very educated gentleman in both international law, world finance, economics, and the Quran and Sunnah. And now I'd like to direct everyone to this lecture. This was about 20 odd years ago. He's a lot younger in this one, and there's a newer version I will be telling you about. So with meticulous accuracy, according to the Quran and Sunnah, and his expertise in international relations, world finance, Sheikh Imran Hossein goes through the entire monetary system, the interest-based system, who controls it, who built it, and also ties it into what's happening in Israel and Gaza right now. You don't believe me? I highly urge you to go and watch this. You don't have to agree with everything that he says, but there's no way that you can deny he is 100% spot on with most of his descriptions of why the system is breaking down, the inflation rates rising, anything to do with finance, the market that we are forced to work in globally. He explains it right here. And here is the most recent version that he's done on the same topic. It's called Islam and the International Monetary System. I've watched this about 3 times, and it blows my mind every time how accurately he goes over everything. So this is a 3-part series based on his book Jerusalem and the Quran, which he wrote a couple of decades ago. I just recently purchased all of his books. I'm going to read them. But this lecture is a must-watch. It absolutely to a T describes what's happening right now in occupied Palestine. Again, the first 2 lectures, this was the second one that I recommended, is Islam and the International Monetary System. Now, if you are non-Muslim and you are watching the world economy fall, the house of cards that was built by British colonial imperialism is literally crashing. Inflation is rising, the stock market, everything. The whole economy is a complete mess. And he, to a T, describes why it's happening. And there's also that comparison of the secular, godless, colonial, supremacist global world order that we're all forced to live within, as opposed to the more prophetic way of life of the Quran and Sunnah, which is also clearly described in that first book, the Dajjal, which I mentioned. So again, if you're non-Muslim, you may not understand all of his terminology, but you will get the overall picture of what he is speaking of, especially if you are in real estate, in finance, in stocks, in options. The rising inflation, everything will begin to make sense to you because he breaks it down and he does it according to the narrations in the Quran and Sunnah. So to end off, I'll just say I think most of the world is just trying to make sense of why things are happening the way they are, what is causing it, what is the purpose. So at this point, I'm not here to convince anybody what is or isn't true. I'm just providing information. So I'm really hoping people who are genuinely trying to learn and understand why Muslims are so firm in our faith. I hope that after you take the time to watch these, we can maybe chat about some of the videos and start discussions. I would love to hear your feedback. Please feel free to comment below this video. If you do end up watching the material, you can DM me or just make videos of your own, stitch it. Please spread the knowledge, spread the video, like, tag, whatever you need to do, and free Palestine.